everyone. Shorty September continues. Let's talk about books. Let's talk about books now. Okay, I'm going to my friend's house to meet some other friends to do some drinking and to plan this like trip to Dublin. The other cities that were on the table were like Belfast and Glasgow, both of which I've been to, but only once each. And I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to go to those places again. But then they picked Dublin, and I've been to Dublin like more times than down my kids' school. Like I've been there an absolute load. And it's so expensive there. Like you can get a meal in Paris with a view of the Eiffel Tower for less money than you can get just like a normal corner shop meal in Dublin. Like it's ridiculous. So I'm going over there and I'm bringing booze, but I'm not sure I'm going to do any of the planning for this trip. I feel like I'm not doing this trip. Is that just me feeling like I'm being good with money and the ADHD in me will kick in when I get there and I won't be able to say no? God knows. But anyway, so the books we're doing today are one. I've already started one because I was running earlier today, and it's a good one for running. It's the audiobook that we're going to do for today. It's Harmattan Season. Okay, so this one it's like in the realm of like PI type books, okay? Like The Thin Man or like The Big Sleep or something like that. Like it's like comparing it to like sort of old school like Private Dick sort of books, right? And it's like hard boiled. So our main like PI sort of guy, he's like, you know, morally grey and like, you know, not very trustable, you know, like everyone's like screwing everyone over, like this sort of guy. I love it. But it takes place in West Africa, like sort of like they don't say the country specifically. I think it's sort of like supposed to be a made up one sort of based on the idea of West Africa, but it's like francophone, and the French have just rolled in. So like I guess early 20th century, like late 19th century roughly is when this is supposed to sort of be. The French have sort of recently rolled in, and our PI guy, he's like both. He's like part French, part sort of indigenous to that area. So he can like roll in both sectors, you know, like he's sort of accepted in both places. So it makes it so that he does good investigation work. Like he can go places where say the police can't, or where like people who need him to do the investigations can't go. It's really good so far. Like he's sort of just living his life. It's Harmattan season, so like this season where like the dust from the Sahara rolls into the area and then there's like rolled into the sea, so it just like leaves everything covered in dust. And this woman like breaks into his office, like busts into his office, and she's like dying, she's sweating, she's bleeding. She's like, hide me. So he like hides her, and then just at that moment, like the police bust into his thing. They're like, where is she? And he's like thrown out of his office by them. And then when he comes back in, they don't know where she is. Cops don't know where she is. She's gone. Anyway, it's really good so far, and I think it's doubling up as a deep dive because I've already googled loads of crap, like looking for like countries that it could be, you know, like Senegal, Mali, I don't know, like he's smoking shisha, so that makes me feel like more North African, so maybe like, I don't know, Mali type. Anyway, I gotta ready to go. I gotta go in 10 minutes. Also, I don't know how much time I'm gonna have today, so I gotta go to this thing, and I think that's the end of my reading for today, but tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be able to read some more. I've chosen also this one, Dennis Johnson, Train Dreams, and this is about sort of the time whereby the West had just been won, or was like coming to the end of it being won, so like early 20th century. He goes like on a train through the West or whatever. So I've heard that one's absolutely freaking gorgeous and people really loved it. It's like has like the feeling of like a sort of like classic type sort of West End-ish, I think, and it is really short, so hopefully I'll be able to sort of read it as well. Oh my god, do you hear the rain pattering outside? The rain will never end.
Well, I do that. I agree.
What to make it?
Oh my god, last night my phone died because I went running for a really long time yesterday and I used my Libby app. My Libby app draws for my battery. It absolutely craps my battery out. Normally I have like Spotify or like Audible or something, and those are fine, so I didn't even think about it. I like can run for however long listening to those other apps and then have like fine battery, it's fine. But my Libby app sucked it down to like 36% and I went out on 36% like without realizing. So like the whole time I'm like stressed because obviously I use everything for my phone. Like it's my credit cards, you know, it's my phone, it's my texts, like, you know, it's like everything. And so it got down to the point where I had like 10% left and I was like, I think I have to go home, because otherwise I'm not sure like I'm gonna be able to get home, like if I want to pay for a train or I want to get an Uber, like anything like that, I need my phone. So a couple of my other friends, they were like, oh, okay, we'll go with you, we'll drop one at the train station and then the other one sort of lives a little bit near me, so
we'll get an Uber together. So I'm the only one with the Uber app, so I get the Uber thing out and I get a ride for us. But we can't find him. It's like this part like in Cardiff where the taxis line up in one place, but there's also like a bit around the side or something. Anyway, I was trying to find him. I couldn't find him. And my phone, it was like going down. It was gonna die, right? The Uber app, it's like pulling on my battery. So I phone him, like you can phone the driver, and it rings and rings and rings, he's not answering. And I'm looking on the map, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm right here. Like, what's going on? So I phone him again, it rings and it rings, no answer. So I'm like, okay. So I just start like reading off all the license plates and like walking all the way up and like running. I'm like running now because my phone is like going down. It's like a reality show, game show. Like I'm freaking out. I'm like going around the side. I finally find him. He's like behind this other thing, these other cars. So I go to the window and I'm like, oh, are you for like, you know, and I say my name, like, are you here to pick me up? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, you weren't answering your phone. And he was like, yeah, I'm talking to my mom. My face when I looked at him, my face, it must have been like scalding. I was like, so I was like, okay, I gotta go get my friends. And so because I left him back there, I ran. I was like, okay, this way, guys, I found him. And then as he's like pulling out and like pulling past me and like driving to the light, and I was like, that's weird. Like, why did he move? I told him I was gonna go get my friends. So then I like went up to the light and I like knocked on it. I was like, knock, 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 come and get it now. And he was like just like gesticulating wildly toward forward, and then the light went and he left, and I was like, I think he's not gonna pick us up, bro. Like, and then I looked at my phone and it died. So we ended up having to walk. We walked all the way to the train station. I mean, it wasn't that far. Like nothing in Cardiff is like, you know, not walkable. It only took us maybe like 25 minutes or whatever to walk to the station. So we dropped off our friends at the station. We got a drink on the way, which I couldn't pay for. I still owe my friend for that. And then we got chips as well, which I couldn't pay for. I owe my other friend for that. We dropped the friend at the train station and the two of us walked back. But with the collective walk, the 25 minutes to the train station and also the 30 minutes home, like it was like fair tour Cardiff by the end. Like thank God the rain had stopped and also it wasn't that cold. Like it was actually like quite a pleasant sort of walk at the end. It was like recreational to sort of like drunk walk back home for an hour. But we did have chips, so that was nice. Like, but then I woke up this morning and I had a £4.50 fee on my card from Uber for cancelling my ride last minute. Fuming. And it showed me like the face of the guy and the name of the guy. I was about to go crazy. I was about to report him. I was about to go crazy. But then like a little thing underneath said, review this fine or whatever. And I was like, I'd like to review it. And you can like give an option like why you want to fight it. And it says, my driver left me. And I just clicked that one. They're like, we've refunded your money. Like it must happen a lot. It must be drivers realize that if the person gets in that car, they're going to get a terrible rating. So they panic and they leave. Like he must have realized, saw my face and he was like, shit. Okay. Anyway, I gotta go shopping.
Lol. This is what's in my basket, right? Like a bit of like kimchi and popcorn, etc. This is what's in James' basket. It's a coconut and fake chicken. Okay, I finished Harmattan season and it was good. It was really good. 5 stars. As well, the audiobook is really good. Like the guy who reads it, he's really good at reading it. No spoilers or anything, but like the ending is really cool as well. And it's sort of saying this like Harmattan season, this like season of like these dust storms or whatever. The idea sort of being that French colonialism in the area is like an unending Harmattan, you know, like a sort of a dust storm that sort of fucks everything up in the area and sort of like sucks people dry and everything. Like no spoilers or anything, okay, but this guy, he's got to solve this sort of murder case or like this sort of like disappearance case of this woman. The woman who comes to him at the very beginning into his office and then disappears, she ends up a bit later like dead, missing an organ and like floating in the air. And it sort of turns out that she's part of this group of people who is indigenous to the area and who like ancestrally has the ability to float and sort of like fly through the air in this way. And as he's sort of like going through and he's trying to figure out what's going on and he's like investigating into like the police and like the sort of like French people that are running things, like the colonial sort of government people, and also like indigenous people sort of running for office and stuff. He's sort of finding out that they've figured out this way by which they can make the ancestral ability to float like come back, and it's by taking out one of your organs. I don't know, I can't say more or else it's going to ruin it. but it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. Like, I think I don't read a lot of sort of books that take place in West Africa, and I feel like I should read more of them because they're cool. Guys, my air fryer's here. Look at how big it is. Like, I have always wanted an air fryer, okay, and our house is really small, so I knew that to get an air fryer, like the one I wanted, like this one, okay, is impossible in our current house because our kitchen, she tiny, she petite, okay, like there's nowhere on our counters where this would fit, like, and not be just a nuisance every day, like in the way. So now that we're moving, right, and we've got like a bigger kitchen with like more counter space, my dad was like, oh, I'm gonna give you some money for your birthday, you know, get an air fryer. Now we friggin' got it, but I feel like I can't take it out now. I feel like we're gonna move first. Like, if I take it out and try to cook with it in the house that we have, it's like tiny, no counter space, and then I'll have to just like put it back in the box and like carry it to the next place anyway. I feel like it's gonna have to stay in the box. But oh my god, I like lay your best air fryer recipes on me, please. Like, I am a vegetarian, so if you only have like meat recipes for me, I'll still take them, okay? Because I could maybe use that in my mind for like fake meat type things, you know, like, it's still knowledge that can be contributed. But if you have vegetarian ones or like vegan ones, holy shit, lay them on me, bro. Like, my friend in work said you can cook pizza in it. Oh my god, guys, it's been the weirdest day. I do not think that we are gonna finish Train Dreams today. I think that's gonna be a tomorrow book, or like a next vlog book, Train Dreams. I'll let you know about it. It's been the weirdest friggin' day. James and I in the car going to Lidl. This woman, like, she needed to back up. There wasn't enough space for our car and her car to go through this tiny space in the neighborhood. And she had like a space right behind her that she needed to go into. We didn't have any space behind us, and there was like a car behind us and everything. So just in that situation, it's no big deal. Everyone knows you just back it up, go in there, and then we go around and, you know, you wave at each other like, thank you. But this woman, she just like went past it, and then she was still going, and then honking, and then like kept inching her car forward to, like, I don't know, force us to go somewhere, which we couldn't go because there was a car behind us. It was wild. And then I just got out of the car, and I was like, went up to her and I was like, knock, knock, knock. You've got to go back. And her eyes, like, she looked at me like it was like a sort of 1,000-yard stare. Like, there wasn't anyone driving. It was the weirdest, like, I don't know, it was like a bit like a horror movie. Like, her eyes were not like engaging with me and like my movement. And then, I don't know. So finally I was like, oh, you gotta go back, you know, we can't go back. And then she just like went back, but didn't go into the space all the way. We had to sort of inch around, and then she sort of sped off. Anyway, and then we were in Lidl, and I usually finish doing all my little bits of shopping before James does, because he gets the majority of his shopping there and I just sort of get bits. So I finished paying all my stuff, and then I went to sit in a little section sort of near the window where you pack up all your stuff and you can just sort of have a bit of a sit down. And I was just minding my business, sitting down, waiting for James. And this woman, she just like comes up to me and like she's coming toward me, just not saying anything. She just keeps coming, and then sits on me. Like, she was gonna sit, and then she just sits on me, and then I was like, what? And I was like, excuse me, and I like got up, and then she sort of went down all the way onto like the seat part, and then I looked at her, I was like, and then I was just like, okay, that was weird, and I just went to a different spot. I went to the other side of the bin to sit down, and she's like, oh, sorry, did I sit on you? Yeah, bro, you straight up sat on me. Oh, it's been like, I feel like as well, after a night out of drinking, I got like, you know, I'm not like hungover. I don't really like get really like, I mean, knock on wood, like my hangovers don't tend to be that bad. But you know, I sort of like, I'm tired, you know, I'm sort of like walking through the world a bit hazy. And then I do feel like on days like that, like the world does go a bit mad. I don't know, it's like we're all in some sort of like full moon like situation. I don't know. I think that's it for today. I'm sorry it wasn't very like momentous, this vlog. Tomorrow's vlog, I reckon we should do air fryer stuff, okay? Also, Train Dreams. We should read Train Dreams. Also, we should begin my gouache journey, my gouache paint journey, where we sort of experiment with that a little bit. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, hit me with your air fryer recipes. Also, you know, what do you think? Do you think that my neighborhood is haunted? Like, it's been a bit It's been a bit wild. Okay, and I will see you, not tomorrow, but the day after, for very close to the end of Shorty September. We only have a couple left. Oh! Such a big deal.